Hi everybody, it's Kamado Jim here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to cook a British rolled brisket using a smoke and then braise method. I'm going to be cooking that on the Pit Boss Navigator combo grill. That is a combination gas and pellet grill, and I'm going to be using the pellet side of that. So in this video today, you're going to see a little bit about how we set the grill up, a little bit about, of course, how we prepare the meat. Then the cook itself split into two parts, which is first the smoke part of it, then the braise in some liquor, and then at the end, of course, you're going to see me tucking in to make sure that it tastes nice. Setting up a pellet grill really couldn't be much easier. You make sure it's plugged in, turn it on here, and then with this dial, you move the temperature to where you want it. Today, we're going for about 110 degrees C as our cooking temperature, and you can see up here, cook 110, that tells me what we're aiming for. This is the actual, and within about 10 minutes, that pellet grill is going to be ready to cook at the desired temperature. Inside the grill itself, I've simply removed the upper shelf to give me enough space because the brisket we're cooking today at just over 3 kilos is quite a large piece of meat, so that will give us enough space. You can see here on the gas side that is what it would look like if I had the upper shelf in. In terms of preparing the beef itself, it really doesn't get much simpler. I've got a load of red onion here chopped up along with some big chunks of garlic, which are going to go in this dish. The beef itself is going to sit on top of that, and that is going to form part of our flavour for the actual braising liquor at the end. In that goes. Spread out nice and evenly. And then we've got the beef itself. This is a British rolled and boned brisket, the type of thing that you can get from many butchers or even supermarkets, and people often don't know what to do with it or how to cook it. I think this smoke and then braise method works really, really well. So just gonna have a little touch of oil on here, just to give the dry rub that I'm gonna use something to kind of stick to, if you like, and I'm gonna get that all over the beef. And then I'm gonna be using this Tenacious Taste Bad Boy Brisket rub. And you wanna be quite liberal with this. You wanna get a good coating on it all over the meat. So we're going to roll that in a minute to make sure there's a coating all the way around. Pick up all these bits that are on the board, and don't worry, none of that's going to get wasted. It's going to go in the dish as well. And this rub as well will also form part of that flavour within the braising liquid that we're going to use to help cook it. So get that, also get it on the ends there. So pick up these bits that are fallen off on the ends, and the same here. Make sure that's all nicely covered. See a couple of little spots here. Loads of flavour on there. And basically, in it goes. We can see, actually less than 10 minutes after turning it on, the Pit Boss is already at our required temperature. And I've prepared the beef, so we're now going to simply put that on. Get this open. We can see the smoke as I open that, which is lovely. And that beef is going to be going in there. Now, with the Pit Boss Navigator, you do have these two little things down here, which actually you can connect temperature probes to. But the cook today is actually more about time than it is about temperature. So I'm going to smoke this for about 5.5 hours, and then into a braising liquor. It's only right at the end I want to make sure I hit a certain internal temperature, and that's probably 9 or 10 hours away from where we are now. So I'm not going to be using the temperature probes today. Now we're about 3 hours into this cook, and as you can hopefully see, the beef is going well and looking good. And what you won't be able to know is that it absolutely smells incredible. But what I'm actually going to do now, one of the benefits, one of the features of the Navigator, is that this section here is the gas grill. But by pulling this and opening that lever here, I've actually opened a little funnel between the two, which means smoke from the pellet grill is going to be coming through into the gas compartment of this grill. So what I'm going to be doing whilst I'm smoking the beef is I'm going to put this garlic bulb on here, and I'm effectively going to cold smoke that for about 6 hours to get some smoked garlic going whilst I'm cooking the beef. Now, I only opened that vent about a minute or so ago, but you can now see that the smoke is coming out of that gas compartment as well. So that feature has worked really, really nicely. I think the other thing to note is that you're still getting smoke coming out of the pellet side of things, so it's not impacting the temperature of the pellet side of the grill, or that the smoke that you're getting, because the smoke is starting on the left-hand side where it's generated with the pellets, and it's moving all the way across and through the whole system. So you're not impacting your actual cook, you're just making really good use of the smoke that you're creating. So the beef has been cooking now for 5 hours, and to be honest, I've had to do absolutely nothing. The pellet grill just holds its temperature throughout that time, so I've not even been out to check it at that point. So we're going to have a little look at it now, and it is looking absolutely lovely, and it smells delicious. As I mentioned earlier, I'm not worried about temperature at this point. It's been in that smoke for kind of about 5 hours and 10 minutes now. So this is the point I'm going to add the beer to it. There's already a little bit of stock sort of forming in the bottom. I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but that's coming out of the beef itself. So with that stock, I'm just going to add some sort of stout to that, pour a little bit over the beef itself. And of course, just leave a little bit there as a chef's perk. I'm also going to get some foil and just wrap that over the top. Like that. I'm going to close the lid and leave that in place. Now we're going to braise that for somewhere sort of between 4 and maybe another 5 hours time, and it's right at the end that I'm going to be looking for that internal temperature of around, I think it's about 93 or 94 degrees that I'm going to be looking for. But apart from that, this isn't a temperature kind of cook. It's been in the smoke within that pellet grill for five hours, just over. So now we're going to braise it, and hopefully what that's going to create with that kind of rolled brisket is something that's really nice that we're going to be able to slice up and have in some brioche buns later for dinner. So this has now been braising for about another 4.5 hours, and it's a big bit of beef, big brisket, sort of 3.2 kilos. But I think that will bring us to our aim temperature, which is around 94 degrees. So I'm just going to use my thermopen now to have a little look at the internal temperature and see if we're ready to take the beef off. Just going to try a couple of different areas to make sure. And yeah, I know, sorry, I was probably in the way, you couldn't see that, but we're at the sort of 94 degrees, so that beef is ready to come off. Once you've removed the beef from the heat, rest it in the liquor for about 30 minutes before pouring that liquor into a gravy jug. Then get the beef onto a good chopping board, and with a strong knife, start to slice it up. Right, so that's it. That's been Kamado Jim smoking and then braising this beautiful beef brisket, British boned and rolled beef brisket on the Pit Boss Navigator combination pellet and gas grill, using the pellet side for that. What I did do is open the funnel up to the gas side of the grill as well and cold smoke this garlic, which smells intense. That is a fantastic flavour on that, and I can't wait to use that in some future cooks. So I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please subscribe. Obviously head to the BBQLAND website and see if there's anything that you fancy. And I hope to see you on future videos. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments. But cheers.